Hello, good morning. Welcome everyone to Wellbeing Wednesday. Today on the 11th of October, 2023. Welcome to everybody who's here live and direct, who got themselves out of bed. And welcome to all those who will be watching on the catch-up on video. Today, we are going to be looking at or talking about Louise Hay, as well as doing a meditation and some other stuff as we do. I will now like to invite you all to join in a morning meditation. So if you can find yourself in a comfortable position, shuffle your buttock cheeks or wiggle your back, whatever you need to do. And just sort of begin to settle yourself in to the day, wherever you may be, wherever your day is taking you at this point. So close your eyes or soften your gaze, we're safe to do so. And take 3 deep, full breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. Allowing yourself to just be aware of the nutrients and the nourishment that the air brings to you. And allowing your shoulders to drop and relax as you exhale. Unfurrow your brow, loosen your jaw. Normalize your breathing. And just let's do a little recap of what brought you here to this point, this space. So take yourself back to the moment that you became conscious that your day had begun. Was it an alarm clock? Did you wake naturally? Did someone awaken you? But the moment that you became conscious that you were here in this day, have you had your first conversation yet? Have you laughed yet? Have you cried? How did you awaken as you move through your morning? And depending upon when you're listening to this, as you move through your day, just bringing your awareness to what has transpired to this point to bring you here. Any concerns you may have, any recurring thoughts, bringing your awareness to them, how your body is. Allow yourself to scan your body within your mind's eye from the tip of your toes to the top of your head. How does your body feel? How are you in yourself? Make a gentle inquiry. No judgments. No need to alter anything. Just a gentle inquiry as to how you are and how you've been to this moment in your day. Allowing yourself to accept what is without the need to change, without the need to alter. So just become aware of you, your body, your mind, your spirit, soul, and where you are right here, right now, and what you're bringing to this space at this moment. If it is still your morning, also what intention you may wish to have for your day. If you have a to-do list, gently scan that. Notice how you feel as you go through your to-do list. Is there anything that makes you a little anxious, excited? Is there a sense of dread and foreboding? Or longing? Or are you okay with everything? There's no real bodily reactions, mental reactions. It's just a to-do list of things that you've done before and that you will do again. Just allowing yourself to notice how you feel about what has happened thus far in your day and what's left to do, if anything, with no requirement to alter, change, just notice and breathe and be here now in your relaxed meditative state, setting your intention of how you wish to proceed through the rest of your day. If it's a loving vibration that you wish to emanate both to yourself and the world, bring your attention down to your heart space. Check in with your heart space. Say hello. How are you? What's happening with you today? What's in your heart space? Is there anyone there? Is your inner child there? Is your younger self there? Are your parents there? Your siblings? Are there any vibrations or energetic signatures within your heart space that need your loving attention at this time? No judgments. There may be nothing but love within your heart. Embrace that. Just allow yourself to be in your heart space. And that loving vibration that you may wish to emanate out through your day. See your day unfurl before you and see that love going ahead. See that vibration traveling through your day, caressing everyone it meets, touching the ground, the earth, the sky, surrounding you in a wonderful, loving vibration, and that passes through and forward to everyone that you're due to see. If you're at the end of your day, send that vibration back to everyone that you met, to everyone that you spoke with. There is no time. What is happening now? But we can pave the way. And we can caress the day that has been. Notice if there's anything at all. And allow that love to grow and to travel. Perhaps you wish your day, you need to be logical and mental within your day. Take a moment to enter that space into your mind. Say hello. Inquire how your mind is. Is there anything that's recurring? Is there anything that's having an impact upon your body? What do you need to bring your intellect and logical mind to? You may just need to bring your awareness to something. Allow that to unfurl before you in this time, at this moment. What's happening in your mind, in your mental state? Is there a conversation that you need to have? Let that loving vibration from your heart come up to the mind. and caress that conversation. See the best outcome manifesting before you. Whatever it may be, if anything at all. Allowing yourself to create your day before you, to become aware of anything that you may have wished was different. Honoring that, allowing that, bringing it into yourself for your future. As you breathe and be, how are you in your spirit, your soul? Bring your attention to that part of you. It may be easy, it may not. Honor whatever is. There is no right, there is no wrong. There is only what is here now within this meditation. Is your soul singing? Is your soul weeping? Is your soul just? Is there any communication? Bring that loving vibration from your heart space to your soul. Breathing in and out. Allowing whatever is. Just bringing your awareness to you. Within your mind self, with your heart self, with your soul self. Offer gratitude for you, to you, from you. Say thank you for bringing you through whatever has happened to this moment. Say I love you to you. Notice what happens when you say that. There is no need to change or alter anything. Merely become aware. As you breathe, loving yourself, offering yourself that love. Acceptance. I accept me. I accept who I am. I honor who I am in any moment. I am loving. I am loved. And I accept all of me. I embrace all of me. The light, the dark, the good, the bad, the up, the down, the within, the without. All of that awesomeness that is you, your body. No matter what your body is doing, it is working for you and constantly giving you messages. No matter what your mind is doing, it is constantly working for you and giving you messages. The same for your soul, always working for you, always offering you messages. Say thank you. I accept. I am awesome. I am wonderful. I am beautiful. Notice what happens when you say these things to yourself. As I gaze upon the faces before me, I see beauty. I see the divine within each. And I am grateful. Take a few moments to breathe in and out. Allowing yourself to be, knowing that you will go through your day rejuvenated, regenerated, and wonderful. Take 3 deep, full breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Each breath bringing your awareness to the support beneath you and the ultimate support of our Mother Earth. Each breath bringing you closer to consciousness, full consciousness of this moment, connected to the earth, connected to the universe, connected to all. And in your own time and your own space, bring yourself fully back, fully conscious, here, now, grateful, accepted, and wonderful. Give yourself a little shimmy if you need to. Shuffle your buttocks. Circle your arms. Stretch. And smile. Hello, you waking wonders. I'm unsure whether I'm a little bit early for the beautiful Robyn to begin, if that's a yes or a no. If not, yes, we can have. So everyone, we're going to go straight over to Robyn, who's going to get us moving. Thank you. Hello, Robyn.
Thank you, Helen. That was lovely. It's just calmed me right down, that. Good start to the day. Hello, everybody. First of all, I'd like to acknowledge Louise Hay. I have got a You Can Heal Your Life book. And just to mention Lynn Meadowcroft, who I've been on some of her courses as well, and she works with the Louise Hay programme as such. She'll explain more about that after. So I just wanted to say this affirmation, and it's about the body, so it leads on well from where Helen's left off. So if you just like to close your eyes, you can stay seated if you want, or you can stand up, whichever way you feel comfortable, or even lie down if you want to. So if you just either close your eyes or just have a soft gaze and just bring your attention within. Just feel your heart, feel your breath, feel your feet on the ground. In the infinity of life where I am, all is perfect, whole and complete. I recognise my body as a good friend. Each cell in my body has divine intelligence. I listen to what it tells me and know that its advice is valid. I am always safe and divinely protected and guided. I choose to be healthy and free. All is well in my world. Just let them words sink in. And it's a good idea to remember every day just to focus on ourselves, just bring ourselves to stillness. I think the hardest part of it is remembering to do it, because it can just take a few moments where you just plug yourself in, feel your feet on the ground, feel the clothes on your skin, and just listen to your body. Notice how it feels and acknowledge how it feels right now in this moment. And I think one of the main things I've learned from Lynn and from Louise Hay teachings is to talk kindly to my body, because I used to be really horrible and criticise my body, and it's just been a lifetime of that. So it's helped me to be kinder to myself and my body, and that's a really good thing. Okay, So I'm just going to stand up now, but if you can stay seated, if you are seated, just going to do some gentle movement. Just have a chair nearby in case you need to hold on for balance. Okay. Right, so just allowing your arms to fall softly at the side of your body, fingers pointing down to the ground. Your feet about shoulder width apart, but the main thing is that you feel stable, you feel balanced. Feel that connection to the ground. And then from the crown of the head, feel the connection going up to the heavens. So connecting to the sun, the moon and the stars. And connecting to the earth. And this is how we can plug ourselves in, because we are a battery, we are electric, we're magnetic, we are connected. We just need to remember that. And we can recharge ourselves at any time throughout the day. So just imagine that we're a giant battery, plugging ourselves in. Just connecting to that universal energy all around us. Connecting to nature, connecting to each other. And more importantly, connecting to yourself. And then let's start with a gentle walk. So feeling your feet as you walk, feeling the balls of the feet. We've got a kidney 1 point there, so we're just stimulating that to wake up the kidneys, bring some energy in there. And just breathe nice and gently. And then we'll stop. Come back to that centre, back to yourself, back to stillness. And then we're going to cross over. So a cross crawl, one of June's favourites. Something that I do all the time now. Good reminder from June always. It's crossing over, bringing balance, harmony, coordination into the body, into the day. And remember, listen to your body. So if you need to just keep it low, keep it low. Just do what your body can do safely right now. And remember to breathe. And then we'll stop. And back to stillness. Listen to your body. How does it feel just after that little movement? Can you feel yourself waking up? And then we're going to start to move from our centre now. So nice and gently, just waking up through the spine, loosening up from the tailbone all the way up to the cervical spine at the top. You can turn your head if that's comfortable for you to do so. You can look behind, but just be mindful not to turn too far, especially if you're prone to dizziness or if you've got any issues, injuries, any conditions that you just need to respect and not force anything that your body doesn't want to do. So breathe in one side, breathe out the other side. Tap in on the front and the back of the body. Now, if you sat down, it might be easier just to hold your hands, your palms facing each other like you're holding a ball. Especially if you've got arms on the chair, we don't want to bang your arms on anything. So if that feels better for you, if you sat down, then do that one. Otherwise, just tap in the front and the back, and this helps to wake up what we call the lower dantian, the main energy reservoir in the body. Tap in the back of the body, again, to wake up the kidneys, bring some energy in fill ourselves up. And just allowing the shoulders to drop down if that's possible. So one of the names for this movement is ringing the temple bell. So if you can imagine bells on the ends of your arms, that ought to help your arms to just loosen up, release some tension. Release tension in the shoulders and the neck, the elbows and the wrists, right through to the fingertips. And after a while, just repeating this movement, it stimulates the parasympathetic nervous system, so we're bringing in that relaxation response. So it's a good one to do for anxiety as well, if you're feeling a bit anxious. And it's a bit childlike. I think it was Maureen that said, it's like, you know, you just, like we did when we were kids, just flail your arms about. Because we were nice and loose then, weren't we? And just allowing your body to open up nice and gentle. Just let yourself be free and light. We're plugged in through the feet, so we're not going to fall over. We're deeply rooted. We're just making the rest of the body nice and light and loose, releasing tension. And then let's slow that down. So the longer you do that for, the better the results, like anything, but just go at your own pace. I always say any movement is better than no movement. Let your arms just flop to the sides and just notice how your arms feel now. Now mine feel like they've grown, they're a bit longer, a bit like orangutan arms. And that just means that I'm release some tension. And then let's breathe in, bring the arms up as we breathe in. Let's connect to that beautiful light above and gather some of that light. Bringing the palms together and breathe out and slowly coming down through the center. So this can help to clear the chakras and any tension in the body. So just come into the third eye chakra, in between the eyebrows, and then coming down to the throat. And if you feel like you've got any blockages anywhere in these energy centers, you can just spend a bit more time there breathing, or you can just go like this. Just go 1, 2, 3, and in your mind you can say something like, my throat is clear, I speak freely, and I speak my truth. You can say affirmations if you want to use affirmations. And then coming down to the heart center, my heart is open to receive joy and love. Come down a bit further, and what you'll find as your hands come down, the heels of the hands start to open. So that's okay, just going down further and further, down to the root chakra. I am safe, I am grounded, I am supported. And then let your hands open, bring your arms round, breathe in as you bring your hands round to the lower back, the lumbar region of the spine, and just hover your hands there a few minutes. This is especially good if you have lower back problems. Then we breathe out, bringing the hands to the sides of the body, and then we breathe in, breathe out. Now, if you've got any back problems, then just have a little, just bend your knees slightly and just imagine that your hands are going down the sides of your legs. Your fingers are grown going down the sides. If your lower back's okay, then we can actually come down. The palms are on the outsides of the legs, trailing round the channels in the body, going down to the feet, if that's comfortable. And then just spend a couple of moments there, breathing in and out. Imagine that you're connecting deep into the earth with your fingers, keeping the knees slightly soft. And then we breathe in, coming up through the insides of the legs, breathing in all the way up through the body, And then we push up. When we get to about the chest area, push up, bringing in all that energy from the earth, and then connecting to that energy above again. So breathing out, breathe in, holding your hands up there, having a stretch, and then breathe out, and let's come down again. Clearing, balancing, aligning, strengthening the body, opening up the hands, breathe in, bringing your hands round to the back again. If you've got any areas in your body that needs a bit of attention, just hover your hands over them areas. Then breathe out and come down again, or just sending that energy down if you've got lower back problems. Breathe in and out a couple of times, connecting to the earth. Breathe in, encouraging that earthly energy to come up through the channels in the body, all the way up. Pushing up, breathing in, big stretch. Let's just hold our hands there if it's comfortable. Just drop your shoulders down so you're just pushing up from the hands. If this is not comfortable for you, you can bring your hands lower down. So breathing in and out, connecting to the heavens above, allowing that energy to come through the Laogong points on the palms of the hands. Holding the sky, or Buddha holds the sky. And then breathe in, gather some more of that light, bring it down, centering, aligning, breathing out as you go down. And let's just hover at the heart area. And again, if you want to say some affirmations, I am love, peace, joy, gratitude. And then let's rub the hands together. Just activate some more chi. And then just putting your hands on your hip area if that's comfortable. And just turn your head to the side. Let's just wake up the neck a little bit. And then back to centre, opposite side. Breathing into the centre. Breathing out to the side, ideally through the nose if that's okay with you. Breathe into the centre and then let your arms drop down. Breathe out, allowing your head to drop just as far as it's comfortable for you. Releasing tension at the top of the spine and the shoulders, and then breathe in, raising the head up. This helps to unblock the nose. And it also helps the bloods, the fluids, the oxygen to get up to the brain. Breathe in, looking up. Breathe out. All the way down through the feet into the earth. And then this time you breathe in, bringing the hands up and open the chest, open the heart. And then we're going to gather some lovely light and energy. Breathe out and just bring that energy in to the body, tucking the tailbone under, tucking the head in and squeezing that lovely light and energy through the body. Let's do that again. Breathing in, opening up to the sun, the moon, the stars. Opening and then bringing that lovely energy in. Squeezing it through the body, through the system, through the spine. It's a good one for the spine as well. Again, breathing in, you can just let your bottom go out a little bit, working through the spine, and then breathe out, gathering that lovely energy into the body, filling yourselves up. Then standing up, breathe in, breathe out, pushing your hands down to the earth, connecting to the earthly energy. And then we're just going to circulate the energy by rotating the wheel. So first of all, palms face towards each other. Let's just rub the hands together again. And just feel how that feels. Can you feel the connection between the palms? Tingling? Anything? And then we're going to put our weights in the right leg and bring the hands up over to the left, then centralise the weight, fingers pointing to the sky, and then we come over to the right side, putting the weight in the left leg. I'll just show you from the front. Then when we get back to the centre, just bending your knees slightly, palms face each other again, and then we go around again. So we've the arms up to the left, then the centre, and over to the right. So that's the opposite of what I'm doing. It doesn't really matter which way you go first. Then holding the ball at the bottom, bringing it round, breathe in a lovely big breath through the nose, and then a slight breath out through the mouth. So we don't want to release all the energy. Just want to balance and harmonise. Again, breathing in, coming up to the sky. Breathe out, going down the side. And then this time we go the opposite direction. So we breathe in. Imagine a big water wheel. Just flowing round the body, circulating the chi, the bloods, the fluids. Opening up and creating space for the channels to open so the energy can move freely. Just do one more. Breathing in, stretching up. Breathe out, coming down, back to centre. Then just bring yourself up. We'll just do 3 more movements now just to close. So we're breathing, arms come up. Let's gather some of that lovely energy again. Breathe out and just soften, calm, soothe and ground all the way down to the bottom, to the earth. And again, breathe in, gentle stretch up, breathe out. All the way down to the ground. And this time we breathe in, bring the palms together again, bring the feet together. Breathe out, coming down through the centre line again, back to the heart centre. And we'll do a lotus blossom blessing. So lotus closing, just bringing your fingers together, making a heart shape there. Lotus opening, so imagine that beautiful lotus blossom opening, and then offering peace, love and blessings to all living beings. And then gather that love and blessings back to yourself, back to your own heart. Give yourselves a bow. Thank you, everybody, for taking part, and anybody who watches later. Thank you. Give yourselves a bow.
Thank you, Robyn. That was awesome. And we had little people, I don't know if you saw them doing it as well. They were joining in. That was so wonderful. So I'm really excited to receive from Lynn. I haven't met Lynn before, so this is really cool. So Lynn, thank you very much for joining us, and I look forward to hearing more about Louise Hay.
Thank you so much, Helen, and thank you, Robyn, for inviting me today. And I feel wide awake now. I've done my meditation, I've done my Tai Chi, and I'm raring to go. So thank you so much. So just before I start, I always start every group that I do online and every workshop that I do by inviting people to just gently close their eyes and to place their hands on the heart center. So if you just gently close your eyes, please, and just place your hands on your heart center and take a nice deep breath in. Through your nose, exhale, letting go of the events of the past few days. Whatever's happened, we can't change it, let it go. Take another nice deep breath in. Exhale, letting go of the events of the past few months. Letting go of anything that isn't serving you at this moment in time, and bringing yourself back to this present moment. And I invite you now to really acknowledge yourself for being here today, for making that commitment to yourself. Acknowledge that you made that commitment. Honor yourself for making that commitment. Acknowledge yourself for making that commitment to be here today. You could have been doing anything else, but you chose to be here. So acknowledge that. And acknowledge this amazing woman that you are. And when you show up for anything like this, you don't just show up for yourself, you show up for everybody else. So I acknowledge each and every one of you for showing up for me today. Thank you. And I invite you to silently in your mind acknowledge everyone else on this call for showing up for you today. And take a nice deep breath. Exhale, and then gently open your eyes when you're ready. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for doing that. Okay, so I don't know most of you on this call. I think I only know Robyn. So that's quite exciting. So I came across Louise Hay probably about 14 or 15 years ago now. And I was on the verge of a nervous breakdown. So one of my sisters gave me this book by Louise called The Power is Within You. And I'd never heard of it, but when I read this book, I just couldn't stop crying because it really resonated deep within. It shifted something. I completely resonated with what Louise Hay was saying. So I started to practice Louise's philosophies and I noticed changes. And I just knew that I just thought, people need to know about this woman. People need to know about Louise Hay. I was born and bred in Bolton. And when I was asking people, have you heard of Louise Hay, this remarkable woman? And they said, no, I've never heard of her. And I thought, oh my God, people need to know about her. How can they find out about her? So I Googled if there was any training. And lo and behold, I discovered that there is some training called Heal Your Life Teacher Training, and that they did it here in the UK as well as all over the world. So in 2011, I went down to Birmingham and I did a week's training in Birmingham with a lady called Dr. Patricia Crane, who worked with Louise Hay for 30 years. And I just loved the training. So the training enabled me to run workshops, and then the year after, 2012, went back down to Birmingham and did the coaching training. So that enabled me to coach as well. So Louise is most famous for this book, You Can Heal Your Life. And this book has now sold 50 million copies worldwide, and it's available in, I think it's 32 different languages now. So what you were referring to earlier on the call, June, was Louise's little blue book, it was known as the little blue book, You Can Heal Your Body. And You Can Heal Your Body is in the back of this book, actually. So Louise's famous list is in the back of this book. So Louise Hay would have celebrated her 97th birthday last Sunday. So on the 8th of October, Louise Hay would have been 97. She passed away when she was 90, and she passed away peacefully. And Louise Hay said that even up to her 90th birthday, she was still what she referred to as doing the work. So she was still doing her inner work. And what I love about Louise is her simplicity. And she always said, I'm a very simple lady with very simple ideas. And I love anything simple. I don't do complicated. I don't like it if it's too complicated. It doesn't work for me. And Louise's philosophy, in a nutshell, is that it's only a thought, and a thought can be changed. And that is her entire philosophy in a nutshell. So for those of you who don't know Louise's story, I don't think I've got time to go into it this morning with you, but you can read about it on a website. You can read about it. It's in this book. You can read about it in there. But Louise had a horrific childhood, horrific, absolutely horrific childhood. There was abuse and all of that going on for her. And a friend of hers invited her to a lecture, and she didn't want to go, but she said, okay, because she wanted to go and support her friend. And actually, her friend ended up not going to the lecture, but Louise went anyway. And it was the movement of the science of mind movement, the religious science of mind movement. And that was the first time that Louise Hay heard that it's only a thought and a thought can be changed. So she started to attend regularly, and she started to see people, and she kept records of what people, the problems that people were coming to her with, and what the probable cause of that problem was. And she gave them a new thought pattern, so i.e. a new affirmation to work with. And every time I see a client, or every time I run a workshop and we talk about the mind-body connection and we do a meditation to tune into our body, and people they can feel a physical problem. So I have a look in the book and see what the probable cause was. And I'm blown away by how accurate it always is. It's always accurate. So if you haven't read this book, the way to read it is read it all the way through first, and then go back to chapter 1. And at the end of each chapter, there are exercises for you to do. Some of them will trigger you more than other exercises. Don't skip those, because they're the ones that you really need to do. And the list, as I've just mentioned, the list is in the back of that book. So it's a fantastic reference guide. It really is. It's a fantastic reference guide. But she's left a legacy. She's no longer with us in the physical body, but the legacy that she's left is massive. It's a huge, huge legacy. And in the 80s, when the AIDS virus was amongst us, people hadn't heard of AIDS and people didn't know what to do. And Louise was asked, Louise, there's this virus, it's called AIDS. Can you help anybody? Can you help people with AIDS? And she said, well, I'm not a doctor. I don't know how I can help other than do what I always do and teach them how to love themselves. So she set up a group known as the Hay Riders, and it was the Hay Ride. And she started in a lounge, and it was just a group of men in a lounge. And then that grew. So then she went to a bigger venue and a bigger venue and a bigger venue. And she did some amazing work with people who had HIV, and she taught them how to love themselves. And she was very clear and said, I'm not here to have a pity party. That's not what we're here for. We're not here to say how awful this is. We're here to learn to love ourselves. So that was the most common question that she got asked, because we don't know. We're not taught this in school. We're taught history and geography and maths and English and all of those kinds of subjects. And we're not taught how to love ourselves. So people asked her, Louise, I don't know how to do it. How do you love yourself? So originally she wrote a list of 10 ways to love yourself. And then in 2013, she added 2 more. So that list of 10 is now a list of 12. So just to go through those 12 ways to love yourself, the list that Louise came up with is, number 1, stop all criticism. Number 1, stop all criticism of yourself and of other people. So Robyn mentioned that earlier on, that she, she's been on some of my workshops and she was a huge critic of herself and her body. So stop all criticism. Criticism doesn't help. It doesn't make you feel good, and it chips away at your self-esteem and self-worth and confidence. So number one, stop all criticism. Number two on Louise's list is forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. When I talk about forgiveness to people, that is very hard for some people, especially when it comes to forgiving other people for what they may have done. And it's like, no, I'm not forgiving them. So they're sitting in a prison of self-righteousness. So forgiveness is freeing yourself from that past, from that pain. It's not condoning what people have done, but we have to remember, none of us are saints. None of us are saints. We've all done things and said things that we need to forgive ourselves for. I know I certainly have. I've had to do a lot of forgiveness on myself. Number three on Louise's list is don't scare yourself. What does she mean? Don't scare yourself with your thoughts. They say that we have around 75,000 thoughts a day. Most of them are thoughts that we've had before. We've had them yesterday and the day before, the day before. But what happens with a thought, we have a thought and then another one, then another one, then another one. And we start to scare ourselves. So, for example, my mum, she wanted some work doing on a roof. And there's a squirrel nearby. And she said, oh, my goodness me, when they put that scaffolding up, that squirrel is going to come up my scaffolding and it's going to get in my roof and it's going to wreck the roof and it's going to have loads of babies. And I said, oh, my goodness, how did you get to that? You've only had a quart and already you're having a new roof replaced. So that's what we do. We terrorize ourselves with our thoughts. So don't scare yourself. Notice the thought and then change it for a better thinking thought. Number four is to be kind, gentle, and patient with yourself. So we can be very hard on ourselves. I used to be hard on myself. I used to beat myself up all of the time. That's not a nice way to live. That's not a nice way to treat yourself. So treat yourself like you would your best friend. Be kind, be gentle, and patient with yourself, because you deserve that. You deserve that kindness and that gentleness, especially when you're learning new ways to do things. You know, some people come on a workshop and they think I've got a magic wand, and I haven't. This work, it takes time. Number five on Louise's list is be kind to your mind. We get hijacked with our mind. Our mind can take over. So instead of getting ourselves in a state, just be kind to our mind. Where the mind isn't in control, we are. So just be kind to your mind. And then number six is praise yourself. So when somebody praises you, it makes you feel good. So praise lifts you up, criticism knocks you down. And you don't have to wait for other people to praise you, because if you do, you could be waiting the entire rest of your life. We might be waiting forever for people to praise us. So we can actually do that to ourselves. We can praise ourselves. We can say, well done. I praise myself constantly, always praise myself. It makes you feel good. Number seven, support yourself. Ask for support. A lot of the times when I talk to people about why don't you ask for support, they say to me, because I don't want to be a burden. I don't want to put on other people. And it's like, right, okay. So when did you become Saint Teresa? You know, I don't want to put on other people. We love helping people. If somebody comes to you for help and asks you for your support, I bet you're the first one who puts your hand up and says, I'll help. I'll support you, because it makes us feel good. We enjoy supporting other people. If there's a disaster and we're called upon to rally round, we rally round. Yes, let's support them. Let's do this. Let's do that. Let's get this collection going. Let's get that. So why do we deny that to ourselves? It's insane. Why? So ask for support. Number 8, be loving to your negatives. So a lot of people talk about negatives. It's impossible to be positive all the time. It's impossible to have this happy smiley face and all this like living in rainbows and unicorns and la la land. That's not the real world. But we have these negatives come in. So be kind to those negatives. All they're doing is showing you something that you can change. So be kind to your negatives. Number 9, we talked about this morning. Take care of your body. You just get this one body. And recently, my mum spent 6 weeks in hospital. She's only just been discharged. And she spent 6 weeks in hospital. And I was looking around the ward that she was on. She went on about 4 different ones. So I was having a look at people on the ward. And some of those people are young people. And a lot of the time, whatever it is, it's if they take care of your body. But we have this thing in the UK called the NHS. And a lot of the time we rely so heavily on the NHS. So something will happen to our body and we think, oh, it's okay because I can go to the doctor and get a pill for that. Or it's okay if I need emergency attention, I can go to A&E. My sister, I have a sister who lives in San Francisco and she's lived there for 16 years. And she said when she first went over there, the massive difference that she realized was how reliant people here are on in the UK on the NHS, but in America, they have to pay for their treatment. So it's massively different. And we get one body. We can't go on Amazon or eBay and order another one that will be delivered at Prime, whatever it's called, Prime Amazon delivery. We can't go on Amazon for another body. We have this one body. It is our responsibility to take care of it. So learn about your body because all our bodies are different. Learn about your body. Learn about nutrition. What does your body need? What does it respond to? And feed it nourishing foods and beverages. And then number 10, mirror work. Louise was a massive, massive advocate of mirror work. So when I did my teacher training, we were asked to take mirrors. And I just thought, what am I going to take a mirror for? Anyway, so on the training, I was in a room, little Miss Naive from Bolton thought that there'd be about 6 people on this training. There were 42 of us from around the world, Korea, Australia, New Zealand, Japan, Hong Kong, everywhere, India. And we were asked, take your mirrors out, look into your own eyes and say to yourself, I love you and your name. And that is so hard. When you're not used to it, that is hard. And a lot of people resist. So when I do workshops and I have my mirrors and I hand the mirrors out and I ask people to look into their own eyes, a lot of people, they start doing this with, especially the women, they start doing this with the hair. So they start messing about with the hair or they'll start rubbing mascara from under their eyes. So they're already using the mirror to find fault, to criticize themselves. That's not what it's for. Louise isn't advocating that. She's advocating that when we look in the mirror and we look into our own eyes, we're connecting deep within us. We're connecting to our inner child. We're connecting to that soul part of us. And when we say, with meaning, I love you. So every morning since I did that training in 2011, so for the last 12 years, every morning without fail and other parts of the day, I look in the mirror and I say, Lynn, I really love you. And that feels good. That feels good. And it's not arrogant. It's not vanity. That's not what we're talking about. So for those of you who've never heard of it, I invite you to give that a go. And for those of you who do that, well done. Acknowledge yourself for doing it. If it's too hard to say, I love you, I really love you, then my invitation is to start to say, I am willing to love you. Because then at least you're willing, and avoid the resistance to look away or get distracted. And if it's hard, keep doing it. Keep doing it. It's hard to learn to drive a car, but we keep practicing. We kept having lessons until we passed our test. Number 11, so she wrote those first 10, and then, as I say, in 2013 she added 2 more. And number 11, what she added was, love yourself, do it now. Why do you want to wait? Why would you want to wait till tomorrow to love yourself? You can do it now. It's fantastic to love yourself, to actually love who you are, to be comfortable in your own skin, no matter what, to accept all the parts of yourself. It's just amazing. It's an amazing feeling. So love yourself, do it now. Don't wait until you've lost the weight. Don't wait till you've got the new job. Don't wait till you've got the new partner, because nothing will change. You'll just come up with another excuse why you don't want to do it. So love yourself and do it now. And then number 12 that she added was have fun. When were we told that we can't have fun anymore? When did that happen? When did we become so serious? When did we say, no, I cannot laugh anymore. I can't have fun anymore because I'm an adult now and I'm not meant to laugh. I'm meant to be serious. No, have fun. So on my workshops, I buy people bubbles and we sit and we blow bubbles like we did when we were kids. Colouring books. Think of things that you used to enjoy doing when you were a child and do some of that. Have fun. I put wellies on. I splash in puddles. I will be going kicking the leaves around the streets because all the leaves are falling. We used to sweep them up in a big pile as kids and jump in them, you know, and then my mum went mad because they were coming all through the house and everything. But have fun. Have fun, because that little girl, that little child is still in there and she wants to play. So let her out, play. I'm blessed to have 2 grandchildren. So when I have my grandchildren staying over, oh my God, we make dens and we do everything. So my inner child comes out and I play and I have fun. So that's just a very, very quick introduction to Louise's 12 ways to love yourself. But if you start to practice some of those every day, you will start to feel and see changes, and you'll start to feel better about yourself. We have to love ourselves. This should be taught in schools. If this was taught in schools, we would be living in a completely different world, So thank you, Louise Hay, for giving us this list of 12 ways to love yourself. It's a great list. Thank you so, so much. And I don't know how much time I was supposed to have, but I hope I've not gone over.
No, Lynn, it's been wonderful. Thank you so much. That was just fabulous. That was really fabulous. What I found really interesting was that Louise has written all of that stuff. Read Louise, so I don't know nothing about her, and yet everything, I was like, I'm embodying Louise. Obviously, lots of the times that I speak, there's just so much there that I bring into the courses that I do, and different things, and the mirror work and the loving yourself, bringing yourself back to you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I feel like, oh, I already kind of channel Louise in my life. I've no idea where it come from because it was many years ago, but it's good that this is out there, and I really appreciate you coming on to Wellbeing Wednesday and sharing it with the audience of PHA, and if everyone can just go out and start to do that, that would be really fabulous. And to those that are watching on catch up, go catch up on all the others. Everything that Lynn has spoken about in some form, shape is there, because the different modalities that are going to be talking on the Wellbeing Wednesday catch-ups. And now I am going to pass over to the most, I believe June's going to say something. She looks ready, raring to go. Pass over to the lovely June, who's going to talk to us, and June will be ending our session today. So thank you to everybody. Hello,
I'm not
June.
talking very much. I'm just going to share my screen, which has Louise Hay's website on it, she said. I thought I had Louise Hay's website on here. Oh, I'll put it on at the end. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to share a video by the wonderful Oily Witch, my friend Claire Otwell, and it's about the new moon and the solar eclipse that's coming up. Now, the music is quite loud because she said she had builders in that she was trying to cover up. So hopefully you can still hear her voice. I listened to it yesterday and I think it's just wonderful. And she talks about ivy because it's an ivy moon coming up as well, which is quite fascinating because I made an ivy flower essence and it's rather wonderful. So this is just 10 minutes, so it's very brief.
Hello and well met. I wanted to do another short video update to give you the astrology as we move towards a new moon in Libra. So the moon is disappearing from our skies to give us and take us into this darkness of a new moon, which for some of us is a comfortable time. For others, it's not so comfortable. Not having the moon around can feel very destabilizing. So the way to work out how you fit into all of that is establishing what the moon phase was when you were born, and that will give you greater clarity even over how you're going to feel around moon phases. So what's going on in the stars? Well, first of all, we've got yesterday Mars and Libra went conjoined with the south node of the moon, and then today went into tension with Pluto. This is an opportunity for a massive unleash of power and an opportunity to accomplish great things. So if you've had an idea that you wanted to take forward, this is the time to do it. Or if you're protecting your personal boundaries, doing some shadow work, this is when you're going to find kind of the vibe, the energy to move things through. You're going to be incredibly powerful. And again, a caveat with this information is it really does depend on your chart. This is general, what's going on, but you need to know in your chart where these particular placements are to truly understand how they fit with you. So if it doesn't feel like it fits, that's because just your placements aren't these ones. Well, they depends which house it's in. Venus has gone into Virgo. That happened yesterday. It's opposing Saturn today. This allows us to have a sober view of the world in which we live in, to allow us to see what we need to do, what's left outstanding. Then as we move towards tomorrow, we've got Libra Sun opposite Chiron in Aries. So this is the indication of the need to resolve conflicts diplomatically, because Libra brings diplomacy. Libra seeks harmony. Libra is very fair-minded, is very truth-orientated. Pluto is also ending its retrograde phase, so you may feel kind of, you've been doing a lot of shadow work, transformation, and kind of going back over old loops and patterns, and that ends today. So hopefully there should be some greater light around, and this is Tuesday the 10th of October 2023. Mars is entering Scorpio on Thursday, trining with Saturn in Pisces a day later. So it can feel, as we kind of move towards this new moon, which is also a solar eclipse, that there's loads of energy and a sense of urgency around everything. And when we think of a solar eclipse, it's a kind of upsurge of energy. That's the way I see it. It's kind of shining a light on everything. I mean, the sun is covered, but it's kind of covered by the moon, so it's kind of shining a light on all of everything that remains to still need work doing upon, if that makes sense. So that gives us courage and willpower to look at these things. And there's a certain brittleness perhaps around this new moon because its eclipse is opposing Chiron, so old wounds may come up. And as I said, if the moon is moving in front of the sun, then that's going to mean that it's kind of, the sun is backlighting all of the shadow, really, the discomfort in the self, in the soul. And we all have it. It's completely normal to have these things. We are humans working through our human journey. None of us is perfect. Oh, the sun is going in, so you can probably see me a bit more clearly. And so this is what we have to do. We are forever evaluating, learning, looking at things in different ways until we understand them. And then when we understand them and we find peace with them and we can give forgiveness to ourselves and to others, then they dissipate away. But we've had big traumas happen to us, so that ability to give forgiveness and find the kind of the gems in the negative experience, in the trauma, can take a long time, and that's absolutely fine. That is the way it's designed to be. But from that, from growing through things, understanding them, finding a way to find peace with them and give forgiveness, then we get to feel more self-empowered, and we get to grow into who we truly are, which is part of an enormous collective. There is nothing new, no new thoughts, no new ideas. It's all gone round before, and knowing that reminds us that we are literally part of everything. What is helpful in all of this is that Mercury is also opposite Chiron, so that's giving us the voice to talk about our challenges, the words to communicate them, or it might not be words, it might be music, it might be painting. However you communicate the trauma, your trauma, there is energy to make that clear so you can see it, so others can understand it, and so you know what you're dealing with. The message is, take care of yourself, take the necessary steps to improve your situation, and take the time so to really look at it and understand it, because this new moon is actually the ivy moon, and the ivy moon is all about the spiral of life, death and rebirth. And if you think about ivy and the way she grows, I personally love ivy. She finds a way to go to places that others can't venture. And we're in the time of the year when we are starting to go inward, and to have ivy supporting us, to offering us her hand in friendship, because that's what she does. She's a very friendly, supportive plant. She only grows to prolong life when she grows on trees and plants. So if you see ivy, she is actually doing and bringing life. She's the last plant to flower at the end of the year, giving food to birds, bees and butterflies. So she's really deeply magical, which is why you'll find her throughout all of our art and craft since time immemorial, because she is so magical. So she's divinely feminine as well, so this kind of wending and weaving. She is ruled by Saturn though, because she can hold you back. And with being held back, the message of ivy is to basically understand that it's just to hone your skills. It's not to hurt you or harm you, it's to give you another opportunity to become more complete, do it a better way. And it doesn't always feel like that, it feels incredibly frustrating when you get held back, but that's how it is. So in this new season, which is what this new moon is heralding, there's like also the opportunity to fundamentally create something before we literally go into the time of rest. So this is like, if there's any final ideas you want to put into practice, things you want to create, this is the time to do it, whilst retaining introversion, a connection with the heart. So look at your inner worlds, nurture your hopes and dreams, understand what they are. I've just done a lot of work with my circle over values, understanding our values. It's integral to understanding what is important to you, and that is not as simple as it sounds, because you can quite often have a value that doesn't match perhaps your thought process, and then you're not vibrating at the right frequency to attract it, or in fact what you think you need is not actually what you want. And that's what I mean. And because we literally vibrate our values and emit those frequencies, that is what we attract. So if you find that feel that you've done everything to try and attract something and it hasn't manifested, you need to work out what your true values are around that, because there is going to be a lack of alignment, which is why it's not coming. And this is also the chance to pick up anything that fell by the wayside during the height of summer and put in motion all that you wish to make true. So it's an interesting time, as always. It's always interesting. I always find it interesting. And it's so wonderful to feel connected to the solar system and the fact that these huge planets are moving around and having an effect on little old us. And that gives us an understanding of the fact that we are going through these processes are meant, and this is life's journey. It is literally all about the journey in this human experience, not about the destination. If you would like your chart read to understand how these things make sense to you, then please get in touch. I offer free 15-minute consultations. All my information about my different services on my website, which is www.theoilywitch.co.uk. Much blessings and happy new moon in Ivy.
So, what? There's still something playing. Turn this off. Stop.
We can't hear it, June.
Oh, that's all right.
It's gone from us.
That's all right. I stopped the share. Phew. Just quickly, the last thing I'm going to do is show the Louise Hay website. So you've got that you can go and look up her lovely books, and her history is all on there. So, you know, there's all the different books and the things she's done, her timeline. Amazing life she had. And that's louisehay.com. Very simple. So yeah, that's all we need to say about that. There's still a couple of comments in the chat. So that's it. That's it for today. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. And we'll see you next week, hopefully. And as you know, you can look this up on YouTube and watch it again and again. So there we go. Thank you.
Yay.
So stop the recording.
Thank you, everyone. I shall now stop the recording.